followed by the IQAC coordinator Dr. Angel Sonna and the assistant coordinator Dr. Tamil Selvi to the dais. Let's give a great applause and welcome our renowned resource person to the dais.
Respected dignitaries on the dais and beloved faculty members, I welcome you all to the National Conference on Innovative Approaches to Quality Assurance in Higher Education for Sustainable Futures, organized by the Internal Quality Assurance Cell of Jairaj Navakar College for Women. As we gather today, we stand at a crossroad where education, sustainability and innovation converge. This conference aims to explore new paradigms, envisions creative solutions, and nurture meaningful dialogues that will equip our institution to familiarize the challenges of the future and help in shaping a more sustainable, inclusive, and strong global society. Let us start our conference with the initiator of all lives on earth with prayer, followed by Tamil Thai.
A reading from the letter of Saint to the Colossians, chapter 1, verses 16 and 17. For through him God created everything in heaven and on earth, the seen and the unseen things, including spiritual powers, lords, rulers, and authorities. God created the whole universe through him and for him. Christ existed before all things, and in union with him, all things have their proper place. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God.
Prayer. Heavenly Father, we come before you with gratitude and hope as we gather for this national conference on quality assurance in higher education for a sustainable future. We seek your guidance and wisdom in our discussions that we may work together to create systems of education that nurture knowledge, innovation, and ethical responsibility. Plus the participants with insight, compassion, and unity so that we may develop strategies to ensure quality and inclusivity in higher education, empowering future generations for a sustainable world. May this conference inspire the collaboration of educators, policymakers, and students as we collectively strive to strengthen institutions and equip them for the challenges ahead. Grant us clarity in our deliberations and humility in our efforts. May our work contribute to a brighter, more sustainable future for all, rooted in knowledge, In your name we pray, Amen.
Please be seated. Every good, great journey begins with a single step. To set the tone for today's journey, I now invite Dr. Angel Sonna, the convener, IQAC coordinator, and assistant professor of English to deliver the welcome address. Welcome, you, ma'am.
A warm good morning to all. It is both an honor and a privilege to extend a hearty welcome to each one of you to this national conference on innovative approaches to quality assurance in higher education for sustainable futures, organized by the IQAC of Jairaj Annavakkar College for Women, Periyavilla. Sustainability is more than a concept. It's a call to action. It challenges us to rethink our practices, prioritize harmony, and secure a future where people and the planet coexist in balance. Recognizing this, NAC has also emphasized sustainability as one of the 10 key attributes in its revised metrics. This conference is our collective response to that call, a platform for reflection on how we as educators and institutions can actively contribute to a sustainable future through quality education. I give all glory to God Almighty for granting us this opportunity to be a part of this meaningful dialogue. I am honored to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to our esteemed patrons. Reverend Sister Dr. S. Jesrani, our beloved principal's leadership and vision inspire excellence in every endeavor. Warm welcome, dear sister. Our Secretary, Reverend Sister Dr. R. Shantameri Joshita, is a vibrant administrator whose steadfast support strengthens in all our initiatives. Warm welcome, Sister. Reverend Sister Dr. R. Fatima Mary Sylvia, our Mother Superior's prayers and blessings always guide us in all that we do. Warm welcome, Sister. I am profoundly honored to welcome our distinguished resource persons. Dr. A.S. Priscilla, who will be delivering us the inaugural address of the conference, is the Dean of Academic Affairs and Associate Professor of Zoology at Lady Go College, Madurai. She is a distinguished academic with over 2 decades of dedicated service. A prolific researcher, she has made significant contributions to the study of osteoporosis in post-menopausal women and bioactive glasses as bone substitutes, earning 6 patents between 2018 and 2020. Currently guiding 5 PhD scholars, she has also received prestigious grant from the Indian Taiwan, USA, Hong Kong, and Philippines, sharing insights on leadership and service learning. Her remarkable dedication to education and community engagement makes her an inspiring voice in today's discussion. Very warm welcome, ma'am. Dr. S. Amalanathan, who would be delivering the keynote address of the conference, is the head and associate professor, School of Commerce, Finance and Accountancy, Christ University, Bangalore. He is a distinguished academic with a robust background in commerce and management. Holding multiple advanced degrees, he has been an integral part of Christ University since 2013, contributing significantly to the field of microfinance, marketing and human resource management. Dr. Amalanathan's research is particularly noteworthy for its focus on the intersection of technology and environmental sustainability. His recent publications show his commitment to exploring solutions for sustainable development. Dr. Amalanathan has also been recognized as a United Board Fellow by the United Board for Christian Higher Education in Asia in 2019, underscoring his dedication to educational excellence and leadership. His extensive experience and pioneering work in integrating technology with sustainability initiatives make him an invaluable contributor to our conference. Warm welcome, sir. Dr. S. Angelin Veda, who would be joining us in the afternoon, is the Dean of IQAC and Associate Professor of Chemistry, Bishop Heber College, Trichy. Her tireless efforts in integrating sustainability into education have set exemplary benchmarks. These exceptional scholars have been passionately striving to make sustainability a meaningful and integral part of education. Their rich experiences and commitment to sustainability make them the ideal voices to leaders in today's deliberation. To all the participants who have joined us today in person and online, a hearty welcome to you. A special mention to the representatives from other institutions, Dr. Melvin from Bishop Heber College, Ms. Annapurni, and Mrs. Karthika from Mary Mother College, and Dr. Ganesan from Ayanada Janaki Mal College. A very warm welcome to you. And your presence means a lot, and we are truly enriched by your enthusiasm. A warm word of appreciation to all the paper presenters who last night they presented their papers, whose valuable insights have set the stage for thought-provoking discussions. I warmly welcome all the professors of Jera Janaba College, whose commitment to academic excellence and dedication to our institution is truly inspiring. I also extend a cheerful welcome to our dynamic IQAC team, who is always ready to take on challenges. Their team spirit is exceptional. May this conference be one of meaningful exchange and shared purpose. A warm welcome to everyone once again, and thank you for being a part of this small step towards building a sustainable future. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your warm and inspiring words of welcome. Lighting the lamp. As we venture on this journey of enlightenment and knowledge, let us symbolically dispel the darkness and light the lamp of wisdom. I now invite our esteemed dignitaries on the dais to come forward and light the lamp to mark the formal commencement of today's event. I invite Reverend Sister Principal Dr. S. Jesaradi, Reverend Sister Secretary Dr. Shanta Mary Joshita, Reverend Sister Mother Superior Dr. Fatima Mary Sylvia, our guest of honor Dr. A.S. Priscilla, Dean of Academic Affairs and Associate Professor of Zoology at Levito College, Madurai, and Dr. S. Amalanathan, Head and Associate Professor at School of Commerce, Finance and Accountancy, Christ University, Bangalore, IQAC Coordinator Dr. Angelin Sarna, and the Assistant Coordinator Dr. Kamal Selvi to light the lamp.
Thank you, dignitaries, for illuminating this event with your presence. Gratitude is a fast bloom which springs from the soul. Let us now take a moment to honor our esteemed resource person for their contribution to this conference. To honor our respected chief guest, Dr. A.S. Priscilla, I request our beloved Principal, Reverend Sister Dr. S. Jesurani, to adorn her shawl. Thank you, sister. Now I would like to invite our Mother Superior, Reverend Sister Dr. R. Fatima Mary Sylvia, to present the memento as a token of love. Thank you, sister.
I invite Reverend Sister Secretary Dr. R. Shanta Mary Joshita to honor our guest, Dr. S. Amalanathan, with a shawl. Thank you, sister. I am delighted to invite Dr. Angelin Sorna, the convener, to honor our respected principal, Reverend Sister Dr. S. Jesurani, with a shawl. Thank you, ma'am. To honor our secretary with a shawl, Reverend Sister Dr. R. Shanta Mary Joshita, I humbly request Dr. Kamal Selvi, Assistant Professor of History, to come forward.
Thank you, ma'am. I invite Dr. U. Anamika, Assistant Professor of English, to honor Mother Superior Dr. R. Fatima Mary Sylvia with the shawl. Welcome you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. As part of this prestigious conference, we have come the abstracts of all the thought-provoking papers to be presented today in a dedicated booklet. To mark this significant moment, I kindly invite Reverend Sister Dr. S. Jesurani to formally release the abstract booklet, and I request Chief Guest Dr. A.S. Priscilla to receive it. Now, I invite Reverend Sister Dr. R. Shanta Mary Joshita, our Secretary, to give a copy to Dr. Amalanathan, and I humbly request Sir to receive it. Thank you, sisters and professors.
Education shapes the future. Good morning to all distinguished guests, respected colleagues, and dear participants. It is my privilege to deliver the presidential address at this national conference on innovative approaches to quality assurance in higher education for sustainable futures. This gathering presents a valuable opportunity to explore innovative strategies that enhance quality assurance while promoting sustainability in higher education. Let me begin by extending my heartfelt gratitude and congratulations to our esteemed resource persons whose expertise will enrich our discussions today. Dr. A.S. Priscilla, Dean of Academic Affairs and Associate Professor of Zoology, Lady George College, Madurai, for her inaugural address on academia and sustainable development goals, relevance, action and impact. Hearty welcome, Priscilla. Please clap your hands. It is good for us also. I don't hear the voice of that. Dr. Ranganathan, Head and Associate Professor, School of Commerce, Finance and Accountancy, Christ University, Bangalore, for his third session on building sustainable community. Good morning, sir, and hearty welcome to our institution. Dr. Angelin Veda, Dean of Internal Quality Assurance and Associate Professor of Chemistry, Bishop Keeper College, Trichy, for her session on incorporating sustainable development goals in curriculum. I also take this moment to acknowledge the steadfast support and guidance of Reverend Sister Dr. Shanta Mary Josita, our Secretary, and Reverend Sister Dr. Fatima Mary Sylvia, our Superior. Hearty welcome, sisters. Next, I congratulate Dr. Angelin Swarna, IQAC Coordinator and Assistant Professor of English, and Dr. M. Tamil Shelby, Organizing Secretary and Assistant Professor of History, for their praiseworthy efforts in organizing this conference. Congratulations, sisters. Please clap your hands and IQAC members also. A special note of gratitude to the participants from various institutions for our valuable presence, online and offline. How many members? 50 members participating online. Please, hearty welcome all the participants. You are watching the offline. To our own participants and faculty members, thank you for your active involvement and enthusiasm in advancing our mission. Welcome, my dear faculty members. Please clap your hands for us. Hearty welcome to Sada, Bishop Keeper, Melvin sir. You are here. Hearty welcome, and Miss Anna Purani, as well as another member from Punjab. Okay. Hearty welcome to both of you, please. As we proceed, I encourage everyone to engage actively in the sessions, share your perspectives, and contribute to meaningful outcomes. Quality assurance is not just about maintaining standards, it is about evolving practices, fostering innovation, and preparing our institution to meet global challenges. Please listen carefully. If you will have any questions, the expertise with us, please ask first. May this conference inspire actionable ideas and serve as a catalyst for transformative progress in higher education. Thank you, and I wish you all fruitful and productive day ahead. God bless you. May God bless all the times. Once again, and welcome. Please enjoy the day, dear faculty members. Thank you.
Thank you, sister, for your insightful and inspiring address. As the saying goes, words of encouragement are like gentle breeze that stirs the soul.
respected chief guest, Dr. A. Priscilla, Dean of Academic Affairs, Associate Professor of Zoology, Dr. S. Amalana, Associate Professor of School of Commerce, Christ University, Bangalore, Reverend Sister Principal, Sister Jaisrani, Reverend Mother Superior, Dr. Sister Sylvia, Convener, Dr. A. Sharma, and Organizing Secretary, Dr. Chelvi, and all the IQAC team members, delegates from various institutions, and my dear faculty members. A warm good morning to one and all present here. It is an honor for me to stand before you today on this momentous occasion. The National Conference on Innovative Approaches to Quality Assurance in Higher Education for a Sustainable Future. We are gathered here today with a shared vision to explore new pathways, forge meaningful collaborations, and address the growing demands for quality and sustainability in higher education. This conference is a testament to the dedication and commitments that each one of us has towards ensuring that higher education is not only a tool for knowledge but also a catalyst for sustainable development in our societies. When I meditated on this conference topic, I felt it is too heavy and too complex. It invites each one of us to find innovative approaches that would assure the quality of the higher education offered in all the higher education institutions and also helpful for the sustainable future. I congratulate the IQAC team for selecting such a meaningful topic for our discussions and deliberations. As we all know, higher education plays an instrumental role in shaping the future of our nation and the world at large. In the face of rapidly changing global challenges, it is imperative that we embrace innovative approaches to quality assurance that are adaptive, forward-thinking, and capable of fostering continuous growth. The future of education rests upon our ability to integrate sustainability in terms of both knowledge creation and the way we manage the educational system into the core of our academic practices. In this context, the theme of this conference, Innovative Approaches to Quality Assurance in Higher Education for a Sustainable Future, is not only timely but essential. It reflects our collective responsibility to ensure that our educational institutions are not just center of learning but also beacons of sustainability, equity, and resilience. This conference offers us a unique opportunity to hear from leading experts about their cutting-edge research, best practices, and successful models that can be adopted across various educational settings. I am too confident that the discussions and exchanges that take place here will inspire new ideas and strategies that will derive as a portion to achieving our shared goal for a more sustainable and inclusive educational future. The ideas we generate here today will not only help to shape the future of higher education, but also have a lasting impact on the global educational landscape. So I congratulate all of you for being a part of this important event, National Conference on Sustainable Education. Let us continue to work together with passion and commitment to ensure that the future of education remains brighter, sustainable, and also transformative. I extend my best wishes to all the esteemed speakers and participants for a successful and fruitful discussion. May this conference foster new ideas and also inspire us, each and every one of you, to bring with an innovative model and practice. Thank you, and I look forward to meaningful sessions ahead. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister, your heartfelt words. As the saying goes, wisdom is a lamp that lights the path to progress. I now invite Reverend Sister Dr. R. Fatima Mary Sylvia, our lively Mother Superior, to grace us with her words of encouragement. Welcome, you, Sister.
Good morning to all. To the educationists gathered here for the noble cause, respected Principal Dr. Sister Yesurani, respected Secretary Dr. Sister R. Santa Mary Josita, the distinguished speakers, Vice Principals, Controller of Examinations, Deans, the head of the departments, the professors and scholars, participants from JAC, and from other esteemed institutions connecting in hybrid mode, I extend my best wishes for a day filled with inspiration and impactful insights. It is my great pleasure to felicitate the distinguished gathering on the occasion of the National Conference on Innovative Approaches to Quality Assurance in Higher Education for Sustainable Future, organized by the Internal Quality Assurance Cell of JAC. First and foremost, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to Dr. Angeline Sonna, the convener and IQAC coordinator, Dr. M. Tamil Chelvi, the organizing secretary and assistant IQAC coordinator, and to all the dedicated professors in IQAC for organizing this conference with remarkable proficiency and commitment. The theme of today's conference, Higher Education for Sustainable Future, resonates with Mahatma Gandhiji's wisdom. The future depends upon what we do in the present. When higher education is rooted in quality and innovation, it lays the foundation for sustainable development and societal transformation, paving the way for better livelihood and more equitable world. As Nelson Mandela rightly said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Let us celebrate this conference for fostering sustainable development, empowering future generations, in advancing quality and innovation in education. May the ideas and deliberations generated here inspire transformative and sustainable changes in higher education, shaping a better and brighter future. I wish this seminar a grand success in achieving its noble goals. Thank you.
Thank you, sister, for your kind and encouraging words. As Nelson Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. We are fortunate to have a resource person who embodies this belief. I now invite Dr. A.S. Priscilla, Dean of Academic Affairs and Associate Professor of Zoology at Top College, Madurai, to deliver the inaugural address on the topic Academia and Sustainable Development Goals, Relevance, Action and Impact. Now the platform is yours.
Thank you very much. A very good morning and a blessed day to everyone gathered here. Respected Principal Sister Dr. S. Jesurani and Secretary of this college, Reverend Sister Shanta Mary Joshita, and the Vice Principal, Reverend Sister Dr. Fatima Mary Sylvia, and the convener, Dr. Angeline Swarna, Organizing Secretary, Dr. Tamil Chelvi, and the resource person from Christ University, Dr. Amalanathan. I bring greetings from Lenido College to all of you, especially to the faculty, friends who are gathered here. It's always a pleasure to come to Jayaraj Annavakyam College, a beautiful campus, and that too on a meaningful occasion. So we are celebrating through the are celebrating this, how sustainable development goals can be incorporated into our own higher education institutions. So when I was contacted by Dr. Angelin, she asked me, though it is an inaugural address, introducing this SDG concepts to the audience may be more relevant, and also I am going to, in my presentation, I thought I will touch upon what are the ways in which this SDG goals can be incorporated and how important and significant it is in today's world. So that is how I have arranged my presentation. Can I have the PPT, please? Okay, so Sustainable Development Goals. Why it is so relevant and when did it arise? Actually, this Sustainable Development Goals, 17 in number, has been put forth by the United Nations in the year 2016. And why this Sustainable Development Goals? So the focus for Sustainable Development Goals, earlier it was Millennium Development Goals, and even though the focus has changed, because more thrust is given to this Sustainable Development Goals now. And not only that, this United Nations has given, it has opened it to the entire world. And the goal behind that is we should not leave behind even one individual in the world. So it's global goals given to the entire world, but they expect local actions. So that is why they are all gathered here today in this auditorium to look at what is our responsibility, first of all as an individual and probably as a teacher or a facilitator in our classrooms, and also administrators who are sitting over here in the dais. So as administrators, what is our role in bringing out a change by incorporating this Sustainable Development Goals into our higher education institutions, and in what ways? So how am I responsible for it, and how am I is going to make our students responsible for that? So we are all gathered here because of several stakeholders. So Sustainable Development Goals is not a goal which can be accomplished only by us. So it is not at all possible. We need to think of the different varieties of stakeholders that are in our vicinity. If Jayaraj Alabakin College stands here today proudly, that is because of the stakeholders. Who are these stakeholders? The students on one side and the parents of those students and the communities which surround your college. So they are the ones, and now the United Nations has, and also India has also come into that aspect, and it is also taking lots of steps. Niti Aayog is responsible for the blueprint as well as the dashboard for SDGs in India. So looking at the timeline, can we just So I'm always used to be at the same level as the audience. I prefer that. So the timeline that has been focused here, so it's not a simple thing that has gone into how the Sustainable Development Goals came out from the United Nations. So it started in 1992 itself, the Earth Summit at Rio de Janeiro. Probably some of you would have known about this Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro. So they gave the agenda, so that is where the seed was planted for the sustainable development. The plan arose for sustainable development. And then in 2000, UN Millennium 2000, and they aimed at that particular time that these Millennium Development Goals will be accomplished by the year 2050. And when 2015 was reached, even before 2015, in 2012, they thought of introducing Sustainable Development Goals, which is an intensive charter which was given to the entire world. So 2015, again, an agenda adoption of the 2030 agenda. So they thought there should be a target to achieve. So whenever they put in certain goals, there should be some targets to achieve. So that target was, even today, it is 2030. And there are pessimists and there are also optimists about this Sustainable Development Goals. Some say that it is not at all realized and each country is putting some efforts to do that, but still it cannot be accomplished in 2030. So what is your thoughts on that? Can we accomplish certain tall, I think all of you know about SDG goals today. So in my own way, I am always an optimist. So I am not always pessimistic. Even if it is not completely realized, even before we reach 2030, we need to look at where we stand and where exactly we can also go. So when did this complete Sustainable Development Goals came into place? January 1, 2016, it was released to the entire world. So this is about the timeline. Okay, so let us just watch a small video. I think it's 2 minutes. This is a video put in by United Nations, and they are focusing on why this Sustainable Development Goals. Switch on. Just click on this. Okay, probably the audio is not there. Okay, we have a beautiful world around, and everything has become mechanical today. And there are red alerts, climate changes happen around, and wars even today. Dreadful wars are happening around the world. So they have thought of the decade of action. And can we go back? And we all know that there was a time of pandemic where we all sat at home. The entire world changed because of the pandemic.
For decades, we successfully fought poverty. Now it's on the rise again. 1 out of 10 suffer from hunger, more people than ever forced out of their homes. Climate disasters increasing. Droughts alone estimated to displace 700 million people by 2030. This year, CO2 emissions hit a new record. At this rate, annual emissions will be 14% higher in 2030. Meanwhile, fossil energy receives $700 billion in subsidies from governments. Safe water and sanitation not made accessible fast enough. Progress must quadruple to cover all people by 2030. Women are held back at all levels. At this pace, by 2030, 825 million children won't have secondary level education. Human rights, health, and equality all hurt in the wake of war and disaster. Disrupted economies, food and energy crisis, and galloping costs of living damage global solidarity. Everything interconnected. Everywhere intertwined. Business as usual won't cut it. Even though transition to renewable energy, create 85 million green jobs, phase out fossil fuel subsidies and tax carbon, $2.8 trillion. Keep your promises. Support developing nations. Write off debts. Free up $1 trillion for climate resilience, people and communities. $500 billion for Africa to achieve universal energy access by 2030. Commit to a circular economy now. New resilient food systems. They can cut waste by 17%. Strengthen domestic financial institutions. Make insurance and banking accessible to everyone. Scale up the digital transformation to educate the 1.6 billion kids who missed school in the pandemic. Educate girls, including the 150 million not in school now. Ensure women's equal share of decision making. Eliminate discrimination against female workers and boost productivity by 40%. We cannot afford to leave anyone behind. We have a to-do list. We have the resources. 8 years to reach our goals. We're on this planet together. So let's work together. Let's get the list done.
So this is how they say we are on it together. Otherwise, we cannot protect our world. So it's an individual's responsibility to look at what they have given for us and how we can proceed. So these are the various United Nations sustainable goals. I think many of you will know it because on one side NIRF is promoting that. I think your IQAC team would know about it. Today there is a separate SDG-based NIRF ranking, so which has been brought in this year. So those institutions who are working on those aspects can opt for it. So these are the 17 development goals, and I'm not going into details of all that. As learned faculty, we all know so about these 17 developmental goals, and the last one is partnership for the goals. And I also want to touch upon, I'm not reading this also. Okay, so I'm skipping that video. It's about a 1-minute video, but I think we are not on time. So the global goals and local actions. That is how United Nations visualizes it. Though it is global one, the actions should come from the local groups or the local higher education institutions. Otherwise, these 17 goals and 169 targets. So they have also set up 169 targets for us to achieve. Not only higher education institutions, it is the responsibility of the entire nation and all the countries of the world. And it has a universal application. Global partnership is very much essential. Without that, it cannot be accomplished. And the focus areas for this achievement of that is poverty, inequality, climate change, and there are many others. So these are the primary focus areas, and they are also giving us 3 dimensions to focus on: economic growth, social inclusion, and environmental protection. So this focus areas, they are integrating into these 3 dimensions: poverty into economic growth, inequality into social inclusion, and climate change into environmental protection. So they are all time-bound targets to be achieved by the world by 2030. And putting in SDGs in a nutshell, the 5 Ps, it talks about the people, planet, prosperity, peace, and partnership. This is the ultimate thing that they envision for the world by accomplishing these goals. So I mentioned about the MDGs, Millennium Development Goals, getting migrated to the SDGs. So this is what is the period that they visualize. Now we are into this period, 2016 to 2030. And first of all, this Millennium Development Goals was given for the developing countries, which India is also part of it. But now, they have increased the indicators. So India is fully into integrating this SDGs into each and every aspect, and they are trying to bring in some changes. So in Indian context, I already mentioned that Niti Ayog's leadership, under the leadership of this organization, this Sustainable Development Goals implementation is happening. But it could be taken by any institution, it could be taken by any organization. So, and they recently they have brought out a booklet on the best practices of the organizations and institutions which are working on for this accomplishment of the SDG goals. So I think it's a 237-page booklet that they have released. It is all, everything is online. We can easily download. So if you want, you can also visit that, take that, and look into it. So SDG India Index. So this is what they are maintaining. So they are looking at whoever is working on accomplishing this, and they are taking the data from the entire country and they are putting it together. So that is how it works in Indian context. And many of the programs they have formulated and they have integrated this with the scheme. And I told you that it is part of the NEP 2020. All of us know as educators, we have the NEP 2020 thrust on us, or probably through our universities, through our state government, it is being brought into the state. But I know that Tamil Nadu is opposing NEP 2020, but they have brought out a state education policy. And the state education policy, it has been derived from the NEP 2020. So that also, I think for the past 2 or 3 years, we are working on the TAMSKI guidelines and revamping our curriculum. Yes. So in those TAMSKI guidelines, they have even brought an extension programs to the PG. So they want even our PG students to go into the community. So why this was brought? That is mainly because of this SDGs to be accomplished. So like that we can, India is taking a lot of steps also to realize these goals. This is the performance index 2023 performance index released by Niti Ayog. So look at these arrow marks. First of all, green ones are probably the SDG achieved. They say that SDG achieved is blue in color. These two have been achieved. Responsible consumption and production. So the arrow mark is on the upside. Climate action, they say that we need to work more on it. So which are the ones? The orange is the ones which they have lots of challenges. Zero hunger, good health and well-being, gender equality, then clean water, industry, innovation, infrastructure, sustainable cities, communities, peace, justice. So they are all working on this. If the arrow is down, then it means that we are in a grave situation. We have to work on that area. So this is a picture which was given by Niti Ayog based on the data that they have gathered from across the states. So as academicians, how are we going to incorporate this? I think all of you will have this question. It is always there. Why this matters? So I am already a teacher. I am working with the students, and we have various courses, and we are teaching those courses, and the students are getting their degree and going out, getting placed somewhere. So why should I bother about this? Why an academic institution should go? Why this matters and why should we care? Since it's a global challenge, even if it is a global challenge, all these sustainable development goals which it addresses, we can see it in our own institutions. Okay? We can apply it into our own institutions, from climate change to poverty. So a lot of pressing issues are happening which need immediate action. And the role of academia is we have the strength of students. We have students in our campuses, those who come in and go, and it's our responsibility to educate them, give them an innovative mind to think about these SDG goals, and at least one or two goals you start with, and then you can think of implementing all the other goals also. And you can also join with other organizations. It could be a government organization or non-governmental organizations which are around, working around, and you can also handhold other institutions who work with SDGs. So in that aspects, you can accomplish certain interconnected goals, and the urgency of action 2030 is approaching. And as academicians, many of the times we are vexed about who are we serving, how many masters, and especially in Tamil Nadu, we always have this question. So state government is saying one thing, the central government has brought in this NEP 2020, and in the AQAC, I think AQAC is submitted or yet to be submitted? Submitted already. So there are lots of questions about how you are doing your bringing in the NEP 2020 into your own institution. So, and then the NIR ranking. So where are we? And on the other side, Nancy gave us a new curriculum to integrate into our campuses, and the universities asked us to integrate that also. And the new state education policy does not yet come from the government, but they say that it is going to come, it's going to come. So all these things are in our thoughts. But National Education Policy 2020, and of course the next resource person, Dr. Amanathan, in their institution they have implemented it, because Karnataka was the first state to implement NEP 2020. But since our own state has not wanted us to, we are still in the state of how we can integrate, because we need to answer UGC also on one side. So NEP 2020 has some good aspects also. Leave out the ABC, academic bank of credits, the multiple entry, exit, all those things. But look at the holistic education pattern that they are suggesting. So what are the good things? Where we can integrate the SDGs. So all those things we need to consider. So these are some key concepts on NEP. They talk about community participation. In this curriculum that they propose, there is a 2-credit community engagement course which has been framed. And it has been mandatory, it has brought in as a mandatory course. If you implement NEP, you have to have this community engagement 2-credit course. But already we have this NSS, extension services and all that. But bringing in a community engagement course will give some kind of a value in integrating the SDGs. So all these are the key concepts of NEP, which is also important for accomplishing this SDG goals. So I'm not going into detail. So what can the academia do? First of all, think about curriculum integration. So where already we have been doing something. It's not that you have to look at what are these SDG goals and then freshly incorporate that. We have been doing. So in that case, which are the courses where we are implementing such concepts? There are methods, trackers to look into, mapping methods to look into how these SDGs are incorporated in our own existing curriculum. So in that case, when we find where we are, then we can look into avenues of where we can bring it in. Looking at the strength of your college, looking at the communities around, then you can design a new course, for example, which incorporates that. And the research, I think your college also is very good in innovative research. So in that case, which are the research areas where we can incorporate that? Community engagement, and then policy advocacy. So if we start to work with the happening. Everything is interconnected. Those goals even is interconnected. In that case, what is the interdisciplinary collaboration that we can look into? Partnerships. Who are the people who we are going to partner? It could be another institution who is doing it, or it could be some NGOs who are already into it. So such kind of identification needs to be done. The partners for progress and empowering our students. If we give a treatment to our students in these ways, train our students' mind, make them critically think about what is going on in the community, immediately they will take it up. So that is how we realized that in Lady Hope College, and also touch upon what we are doing there. So empowering students is a way of bringing in a change and measuring the impact. So we need to start with, first of all, measure where we are, and then look at which are the areas which we need to improve, and then bring in the change. So, and sustain the commitment. So we can start that today, and we cannot leave that off next. If a different administration group comes in, sometimes the focus will be on some other matter, but if we are into SDGs, that needs to be taken, and I think government is making it sure that we are promoting that in our own campuses. So sustained commitment is also essential. So what is the role of higher education? So I'm not going into details, but still, first of all, integrating SDGs into the curriculum, then quality education. So already we have a curriculum in place, and one of the SDG goals, SDG 4, is talking about quality education. So we can measure the impactful education. I think all of us know about the CO mapping, PSO, goals, attainment, and all that. So quality education, are we providing them a quality education? Then inclusivity. Are we excluding some of the communities? Are we bringing in all the students together? And then sustainable campus operations. So your campus already is green. So and you can look at what are the avenues where you need to invest. It can be a budgetary allocation for sustainable campus operations. Then I told you community engagement. What are the ways by which you can bring in community engagement? And the research should be aligned with SDGs. The funding for colleges today has come down. Today, innumerable times we apply for with the rigorous proposals, but the government is not funding us. In that case, research aligned with SDGs can be taken up by the college management itself as seed money, institutional support. All those things can be given for research aligned with SDGs. And capacity building, of course, this can be one of the capacity building programs that your IQAC and college administration has organized for you. Your faculty are being trained to think in these aspects. So I think these are all the elaborate things. So quality education should focus on lifelong learning opportunities. Is our curriculum giving our students lifelong opportunities, even if they leave this campus? Are we making them learners for life? That is more important. And then empowers individuals with knowledge and skills. Then reduce disparities in education access. So all this we need to take into consideration. And I think this will be in the afternoon session. Dr. Angel Veda will be focusing more on this. So I just wanted to talk about this project-based learning. So it could be the teaching learning methodology that we need to incorporate in our own classrooms. In order for our students to learn a concept, then this project-based learning is the best pedagogy. So give them some case studies, ask them to look at the outside world, ask them to bring in some real world data, and then analyze that, and then link it to the concept. So that is the best way for them to learn today. And global, we need to make them global citizens. And the undergraduate program that we have at Lego, I'm not going into all the details, but still. So we have the part 1, part 2, So that learning should also be part of our curriculum. And apart from that, okay, so these are all self-learning and all that. So now we have also, this year we have modified the syllabus. We now call it as unified curriculum model. Okay. And I think this talks more into you. So the NAC asks you, what are the courses you have in gender? What are the courses we have on professional ethics, environment and sustainability, human values? So these courses all talk about accomplishing this SDGs. So in that case, what are the courses that we have? Do we need to change those courses in order to bring in this SDG goals into the curriculum? So, and at Navy we have around 17 centers. So each center also offers some courses. We make sure that the Women's Studies Center offers a value education course for 2 semesters. So value education of course is compulsory in all minority institutions, majority of the minority institutions. So that is a good avenue for us to explore SDGs. So like that, and Center for Entrepreneurship. So they also offer a variety, around 46 vocational courses, and we have made it mandatory. And the courses that we offer, we also look at what is the SDG that is linked to that course. It's very simple. Okay. And the capacity building, I already told you, we are all together. It is a way of capacity building. It is a building up of the faculty, and the faculty is going to transfer this knowledge to the students in their own classrooms. That is how it is. Okay, and this is just a project that we did with the funding from the United Board for Christian Higher Education Asia for 2 years. This was completed in 2023. So the lifelong engagement program that I told you, that has been integrated with the SDGs. So that has been integrated with the SDGs. I just wanted to show you this because how we organize the capacity building programs. The capacity building programs we organize, the faculty will be participants, and alongside students will also be participants of that program. All the training will be conducted along with the students. So the students will be teachers to the faculty sometimes. We cannot train all the faculty, so some of them may not even know the concept. These students will also teach the faculty in the classroom. So such kind of give and take policy in capacity building should come. Okay, so this is the workshop that we conducted and the field training. So the students as well as the faculty were taken to the nearby villages. We did it in collaboration with Dawn Foundation and NGO, working across India. So, and they taught us how the training could be conducted. This was in the workshop and this was in the villages. Students were engaged in analyzing the PII tools. Probably your own extension so I told you already it is part of NEP 2020 now, but Lady Road has introduced this in 2004 as service learning programs. And now, 2014, it has become a mandatory course in each and every department. Okay, so NEP has now framed a 2-credit program. Probably the coming future, we will also have that as part of our curriculum. So sustainable campus operation. So innumerable opportunities, budgeting has to be done, the administration has to look into what are the systems we have and how efficiently we can reduce waste, green buildings, or new buildings if it comes up, it would be green building standards. And this is the University of Tasmania in Australia. They are ranked 1 for climate action. And there are lots of case studies about that. If you just Google University of Tasmania, it takes them to their own website here. So they have achieved the carbon neutral status in 2016. So they have got the global award. And for their investment for fossil fuels is completely nil in their institution in 2021. And the good point that we can take up from this university is they have engaged their local communities. They have brought in their local communities in sustainability. We cannot work in silos. So we have to look at the community around. So engages the community in sustainability initiatives and how they engage and all that you can look into if you are interested. So I told you, if you are working on SDG for some time, then there will be avenues for you to bring in certain policies on SDG. First of all, institutional policy, and then you can take it to the government also to create a policy. And inclusivity. So how we are, this is all part of our IQAC and MAC. I think you already know about it. How we need to bring in an inclusive culture in our own institutions, equal opportunities for all the campus members, and how are we providing for the marginalized groups. I think minority institutions are already focusing on that in a large way, but still, what are the targeted programs? Because everything is in data today. So that's why so measuring the impact, as I told you, mapping is essential, and how there are ways to measure the impact also. So this is the service learning I told you. So these are the things that we look into our own classrooms. Are we having this in our classrooms? Are we giving our students voice in the classroom? Choice, time for reflection, opportunity. This is not mine. It's given by George Paulos. So are we making them critical thinkers, problem solvers, self-assessment, and connected learning? Is it happening? Connected learning is sometimes the students will, from the students we can learn. If you give them opportunity and if you try to accept that, they will teach us more. So this is the strategy that we have for the community engagement, and I think some of you already know about it. Your sister principal already knows about it, and Angel also. So the Life Frontier program, the steps, I'm not going into. This is some. Am I having time? 5 minutes. So this is the team for the chemistry department. There is this food analysis, and they worked along with the history department. That is how you need to link with another department and accomplish the SDG goal. So I think it was last year, it was International Year of Millets. So both of them brought in a variety of programs for the entire. So it's interdisciplinary also sometimes the focus, and what are the ways the SDGs can be linked to that. And the Department of Zoology, our team is environment and health, and how the students are taught to look at which SDG theme and which is the community which is in need, and then how they can just bring in a small change in the community. So this Department of Biotechnology, one of the groups, their focus is this plastic waste they collected from all the science departments and they made it into useful things which was given to the college. So this was a 3-year program. One of the teams in the Department of Tamil Literature and Healthy Life. So the class 4 workers, some of them were not able to read and write. So the Tamil department students, one small team, one team comprises around 4 to 6 students. So they worked on these class 4 workers after the classes are over or on non-working Saturdays. So they taught them how to write. So the accomplishment is more. And that is a letter that one of the class 4 workers has written. And chemistry, food analysis, and again, lot of SDGs can be linked to this also. So they work with some models and they work with some branded items, food colors, food preservatives, and they also work alongside the food quality control agency in Tamil Nadu. Okay, I'm coming to science students, community-based project, and they reached out to the visually challenged and hearing impaired students. So small tutorials which the students can use. And they also create websites for many NGOs who are economically challenged. Okay, so history, and their thing is citizenship for sustainable development. And 3 years from 2016, they worked in Anitapatti. I think some of you may have heard about Anitapatti. So this village they chose along with the Dawn Foundation, and the 3 years that they worked with, they completely mapped all the resources that are invaluable resources in Anitapatti, and their study made the government, and it was presented, taken to the government, and the government declared that as the first biodiversity heritage site. So, and today, see how they are trying to exploit that, and the people are now aware of what is happening to them. So that came up because of a single seed planted by a team of students. So that is again another proud moment. So this is a gazette where it was declared. And the chemistry department students, they changed water body inside Madurai. So, and this is a portal development on water conservation. This is again an interdisciplinary project along with chemistry students as well as the computer science students. They collaborated to bring out this, I think it is in our own portal. So water analysis can be done, and the entire data on water bodies in and around Madurai they have given, and they have made a calculator. If you give the values, lab values, then it will calculate and tell you whether it is a potable water. Okay, and I think last year, 2023, some of the students did with Sunseed, the SAGI project, Sunset Adarsh Gram Yojana, along with MP. So it was his own areas that he gave us. So around 32 students participated in that. So the students themselves worked on GIS mapping. They mapped the different areas. Okay, so this was their accomplishment. But every year we conduct an open house wherein we make these students who work in the community celebrate what they have accomplished in the community. So that is the crux, wherein we invite the NGOs, the government officials, even the community that they work with. So they all celebrate whatever they did. Sometimes it will be negative also, and they openly tell us what were the negatives that they faced in the community. So service learning these are various things by which you can integrate SDG goals. And these are some interesting activities. I'm leaving this PPT with Angel. So these are some activities which you can take up in your own classrooms. Small things, but you can link that with the SDGs. Okay, this is just a case study on cotton wool. This was not mine. I took it bring for our students. An energy consumption of a dryer. So you can make your students go around in the hostels if you have a washing machine, or in their own homes. They can look at physics students can work on their energy consumption. So this is food in environmental impacts of food. And this is the smoothies, carbon footprints. So one day thing is we need to teach them from where they, so this is the activity plan. So in a smoothie, what are the ingredients and how much amount of carbon dioxide is consumed for production or released in order to produce this smoothie. So that can be calculated because today carbon footprint calculator is available online, free, different types of from simple to a technical calculator. So if you give the trigger to the students, they will go look up and do that. And this is the carbon footprint of shampoos that they use. And climate change impacts can also be analyzed by students. And these are some cross-college activities each college can take up. So this is already there in the Scotland College. They have listed down, that is what I took. So these are some examples. This may look simple, but it may have a lasting impact for the students. And this is some simple tips and strategies in our day-to-day class we can use. And there are lots and lots of resources to look up into for SATs today. So this is my final slide. So what I want to reiterate is we must rethink, redesign and rework our starting from the curriculum, the way we teach in our classrooms and the extension activities and the budgeting for the college. So it should come in all places. So if we are doing that in some way, and if we are, we can show the best practice from our own college. Any questions or next? Be here. So if you have any questions, you can approach me. And I need to thank sister, principal, and secretary, vice principal, and IQAC for asking me to come over. It's really an honor to be before this faculty. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your profound and impactful address. The words have truly highlighted the vital role academia plays in achieving the sustainable development goals. It is a reminder for all of us to align our efforts with global sustainability goals, both in our academic work to invite Dr. Tamil Selvi, Assistant IQAC Coordinator, to propose vote of thanks.
A very good morning to all now present here. It's my honor to propose the vote of thanks for this enriching and inspiring inaugural session of our National Conference on Innovative Approaches to Quality Assurance in Higher Education for the Sustainable Futures. First and foremost, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Almighty God for making this event possible and for giving us the strength of gather here special thanks to Dr. S. Avalanandan, Head and Associate Professor, School of Commerce, Finance and Accountancy, Christ University, Bangalore, for being a part of this event and sharing your valuable contribution with us. Thank you, sir. And I sincerely thank our principal, Reverend Dr. S. J. Surani, for his support and encouragement. Our secretary, Reverend Dr. Shanta Mehta Joshita, for her commitment to excellence, and our other superior, Reverend Sister Dr. R. Fatima Mary Sylvia, for her prayers, guidance, and inspirations. Thank you, sisters. And a special mention goes to our IQAC coordinator, Dr. Angelin Sarna, for her exceptional leadership and meticulous planning, which have been crucial in organizing this conference. Thank you, ma'am. And I would like to express my gratitude to the faculty members from other institutions for joining us today. Thank you, professors. And a heartfelt thank you all the faculty members of the college for your continued support and active involvement in this event. Thank you, professors. And I extend my heartfelt thank you for the IPC members for your support in all our endeavors. And special thanks to our non-teaching staff for their invaluable contribution. Thank you all once again for your participation, support and dedication. Let us continue to learn, share and grow. We work towards a sustainable future in higher education. Thank you.
Dear professors, let us now break for tea. Please be back at 11:30 a.m.
செக் பண்ண மொபைல் இங்கே வைக்கணும் இல்லை மேம் மேலே
நல்லா அந்த யூடியூப் இதுலேயும் ஃபுல்லாக நல்லா கவர் ஆகுதான்னு ஒரு ஆள் செக் பண்ணிக்கோங்க.
அது சைடில் வச்சுருக்கோம் மேம்.
இதெல்லாம் அப்படியே ஃபுல்லாக கவர் ஆகிற மாதிரி.
இது வந்து அவங்க பேசுகிறதுக்கு ஏற்ற மாதிரி மாற்றணும் மேம். ஆமாம், இப்போ டீ பிரேக் மட்டும்தான் மேம் வைக்கணும்.
இங்கே தானே அவர் நின்று பேசுவார்.
இல்லை மேம், இப்போ டீ பிரேக் மட்டும்
இல்லைம்மா, இங்கே தான் நம்ம நின்று
Principal, Reverend Sister Jeswarani to the dais. Dear participants, I kindly request you to assemble. Welcome back. We now move on to section 1, which will be on the topic building system. Dear professors, kindly assemble. We are going to start the next session.
Thank you. Respected principal, sister, secretary sister, and mother superior, IQAC coordinators, learning police, and participants from other institutions across the Tamil Nadu. Happy morning to all of you. The president has given a prelude to the topic that I am going to dwell for the next 1 hour. I am going to bring in some examples from Christ University, what we do in building communities which are sustainable in nature. Therefore, the context and the background of the students and community that we engage are slightly different from that of what you are engaged with. So let me give a background of the institution before I get into the activities that we focus on. Christ University, I would say one of the pioneer universities run by minorities. Okay. It's run by CMI fathers. This institution, as of late, has around 40,000 students. We have 6 campuses across India, 4 campuses in Bangalore, and 2 campuses in NCR region, Delhi, the other in Pune. So that is the size of the institution. Therefore, okay, the resources are also plenty, okay, in terms of money, everything. Though we receive all the fund, the form of tuition fee, okay, the institution is also focusing on diverting those funds for the welfare of the society. That's where we believe that we need to build sustainable communities around. If you have to do your mission or whatever the missionary work that you need to carry into society. Do you want to hear good news or bad news? Good news first, bad news later. Okay. But I am thinking of giving you the bad news first. Okay. Then give you good news later. Can you go to the next slide, please? Just have a look at it. Okay. We are not far away from this is our capital city of the state. And what is going to happen to a city like Chennai? And the prediction says by 2100, almost 16.9% of the localities will be underwater, which means the sea level is keeping on increasing. Cities like Mumbai and Chennai have the biggest threat, which are coastal great cities. Is it going to affect Kerala? Never, sir. Never. Therefore, you are blessing in disguise. Okay? Chennai will suffer, but we will stand and safe. Okay. What are you? Yeah. If you think like that, yes, okay. I'm sure your sons. Your sons, daughters, my sons, daughters also go to Chennai. They live there, some of our relatives are there. Okay? When something happens to them, it's automatically going to affect you and I also, at large. Okay? So let us not be so happy that Periyakam will be always the same zone. Okay? When people are affected there, indirectly we are also going to feel the pain of it. Okay? Yes, can you move to the next slide? There are 2 pictures given to you here. The globe between 1901 and 2023, how it looked in terms of global warming. Okay, the picture depicts what is the global warming between 1901 and 2023. You see a very light orange color on the globe. But look at the comparison. The same globe is compared between this years, 1994 to 2023. Okay, it is darker. Okay, which indicates there is an increase in global warming that's happening. Okay, now is it a good sign? And the prediction says it is not going to reduce any time. It's only going to increase year on year. So when that is the reality, what are we doing? How are we prepared to face this reality? Okay. Go to the next slide, please. When the sea level increases, obviously it is going to increase the land mass. Okay. So we are going to lose out part of our planet Earth. So when that happens, obviously this is going to have its own impact on the rest of the localities. Climate change. This is another pressing concern that every one of us are facing today. Okay. Farmers do traditional cultivation. They know when to rain, when to do the sowing of the seed, then cultivation to be started, harvesting, and they go in the traditional manner. But many times it fails. Okay, they are not able to predict now. Okay, monsoon is coming in the later stage or it's early, and they are not able to exactly predict and calculate their cultivable activities. Okay, now is it again a good sign? You might say, or I might say, I am not on the farms. I am in the college campus. I get my 3 meals every day. I earn, I can buy food. Okay, but how long are we going to continue this trend? Okay, if farmers lose hope and if they don't continue their cultivations, what will happen to us? We will have to end up paying more money towards the food items. Okay, so obviously we are also going to experience the heat of it. Okay, and how many of our children are getting into farming? Any of your sons and daughters are encouraging them to become a farmer? Not even one hand goes up. Look at the sad reality. We don't want our sons, daughters to get into the farms to cultivate. Then, where will the food grains come from? How are we going to sustain the humanities? Everybody has to eat 3 meals, and the food consumptions keep on increasing. Okay, now we eat more. That is another reality. That is the statistics. We eat more than what we require. Okay, maybe because our ancestors had poverty, they had no money to buy, they had limited access to the resources, so they ate less and they survived long. Now we have plenty, and science and technology has also developed a lot. Therefore, the food grains are also available in plenty. Poverty has gone down, except in few countries. But we start to consume more. Okay, now it's not 3 meals. Whenever we feel like, we start consuming. Of course, there are some health conscious people after experiencing the negative side of it, then they start controlling. Okay, now it's time for me to under control. Then they stop consuming less and whatever the healthy aspects. So we can read all these. The Amazon rainforest is known as the lungs of the earth. Why is it called lungs of the earth? For a very reason, like it produces 20% of the world's oxygen. Can you imagine the forest which is producing 20% of the world's requirement? Okay, and even that forest is getting deforested. There is a degradation in that forest as well. So this is going to impact not only the countries located close to them, but also the global economies. Yeah. So this is what we are doing. Okay, we keep cutting the trees and expanding our places to reside. A lot of our lands that were used for cultivation today have been converted as commercial places. Yeah, everything has been converted as plots. We invest in plots. Okay, and we keep on expanding that plots in the agricultural lands, and very soon we will pay the price for it. Then when you do the deforestation, okay, what is also going to happen is the species that reside in the forest will also become extinct. Okay, what is their forming? If lions die or if monkeys die, how am I going to get affected? I will be safe. I will be almost safe. can be safe. Do you think that way? Every species in this planet has got its own role. Okay. Sometimes we might see it as a threat, but it is for a good cause. Okay. And that sustains the continuity of the species on Earth. The moment we start killing or removing any species from Earth fully, then we are in danger. Imagine only human beings are going to survive on this planet. What will happen? You and I will start, eat each other, kill each other. There's nothing to be killed. No? Only eliminates the neighbor. Then we will start. Okay? And human beings are the most dangerous species on this earth. Every other species will be environmentally friendly and they will not destroy the environment. They will only live whatever they require, they take it from their own planet and they give back also to the planet. But it is only the human being which has very less tendency of giving it back to the society. We want more and more. Okay? That's why Mahatma Gandhi says that the planet Earth does more than enough to meet our needs, but not our dreams. Okay? If you have only needs, the planet is sufficient. There will be nobody who is going to bed without food. We have so much of our resources. But if there is poverty still, it is not because the planet has no resource, but human beings don't have the heart to share the resources with everyone. We want to be very selfish, we want to accumulate mass wealth, then at the end of the day, either you will enjoy or the rest of the society will. Okay. So, what is going to happen to the air, water, soil? We also cause sufficient damage to all these properties. Okay. How much of water is today drinkable, potable? Okay. One of the studies from IIT Madras says this fact. It is also an alarming fact. It is estimated that 4.88 to 12.7 million metric tons of plastic enter the ocean annually. And their prediction is by 2030, the weight of the plastic waste that enters into the ocean will be higher than the fish inside the ocean. Can you imagine? When is the 2050 going to happen? Just like that it will come. Another 25 years from now. Okay? And our world is moving towards it. And we are not conscious. We generate everyday possible as much as contribution. Of course, human beings contribute. What kind of contributions? We contribute towards damaging this planet. Okay? As much as possible, we leave it for the planet to get damaged, not to be preserved. So this is really alarming situation. Also the drinking water. The World Bank gives these facts. 163 million Indians lack access to safe drinking water. Okay, maybe you and I are blessed here. We have good water to drink. Okay, we have sufficient rainfall. There are parts of our own country where there is no sufficient water to drink. They sometimes consume contaminated waters and they end up with so many physical ailments. Okay, that's a fact. Yeah, I'm just skipping. These are all available. If you have to read, you can read for days together what is happening, what is reality, facts. Okay, but after reading, if you close the book and tell you what you want to do, then what will be such conferences that we organize that will not make any impact on the society. Yes. Yeah, these are all just to make us to see and feel the reality. Sometimes we cannot witness such realities, but at least let us see to the pictures what people undergo. Now, the other is the fossil fuels. Okay. One day this is also going to increase. One day this is also going to deplete completely. Okay. At least now we started to go for some renewable energies as an alternative source. Okay. Many times we don't think when we buy vehicles in our home. Okay, I'm sure at every one of our house, at least there is one two-wheeler. Any house, where there is no two-wheeler at all, today the society has changed. Now it's like how many two-wheelers? If you already have two-wheelers, after 5 years, four-wheeler. If you already have a four-wheeler, how many four-wheelers? Like yours not. planet Earth. So we sufficiently damage. So once these resources become depleted, completely dried out, then what is going to happen? You will say how many EV vehicles are there. Okay. Of course, for that also we start exploiting the resources. Okay. Renewable energies like the solar energy, okay, electricity, all these we have found as alternative resources. But we don't use it sparingly. Okay, only for your needs. Now today, for anything that we want to buy from a particular from nearby shop, how do we go? We take a two-wheeler. Our children are also trained like that. That they can only take two-wheeler to the shop, even if it is just walking distance. Okay, we don't teach them to walk. Okay, now that is a bad sign. We think that our economic conditions are better today. We can afford to buy petrol as well as diesel as much as we want. Therefore, we encourage our children also to get into that direction. Okay, I'm sure your children, my children will not earn as we are earning. Maybe twice or 3 times bigger than what we are earning today. So imagine how much they will damage the planet in terms of consuming such resources which are scarce in nature. Okay, so if we don't sensitize, if I don't sensitize, this is bound to happen. What is it informing? I want to say that knowledge is very safe. Nothing will happen. No sea water will approach me. No water pollution, no soil pollution, no air pollution. Safe, clean environment. I get sufficient, petrol or diesel to the nearby bulbs. Okay, everything is available, so I'm safe. Yes? Do we get this thing? Yeah? Happy? Contented? Living in Bravery? Many people living in cities like Bangalore think about water. Water is a scarcity in cities like Bangalore. Every city is facing this. After March, everybody starts buying water from tankers. Okay, and how much can you consume? If you are in a rented house, you have no owners will charge you heavy amount on consuming water. That's the reality. But here, you have everything built. Okay, so how do I use what is going to happen to me? Very happy, this is fine, then we are not responsible. What do you want? Okay, if anybody is asked on this planet what type of planet we want, what type of life we want, can you go to the next picture? I'm sure you will know. Yes. Aspire to be in a society or a community like this, with all these facilities. No air pollution, you go for all renewable energies, or no electronic vehicles. Houses are solar panels. So everything is consciously made and you live a safe life. Do you expect to be living in a society like this? Anybody who doesn't want? May not be today, but the years to come, our children will be taught. Okay, and there's a need. You cannot now you don't have an option. Whether should I move towards this society or should I continue with what you and I are doing today? Okay, so there's no option, but we are left with only this option. So we are moving towards a sustainable community. What is a sustainable community? Sustainable community, the definition goes like this, where there is a balance between economic, social, environmental practice. It's not just one-sided. You do not focus only one aspect of it. Of course, is there anybody who is ready to work here without any salary? You want to come here to charity, teach, go back. Anybody? I don't think. Nobody will believe you. Okay? Somebody raise his hand? No. So there is no possibility for you and I to come and work without money. Economy, money is must. Without money, you cannot do anything in the society. Okay? Even if you fall sick, you need money. Otherwise, there is no proper treatment for you. Okay? And if you have to bring up your children, you need money. Otherwise, education is denied. Okay? So everything is money made, made or around money. Therefore, your economy should be strong. Okay? Socially also you should be conscious. If you think that your community or society is only get into the campus, if you think this is the only community that you can think of, all the rest outside, even if they are struggling, they are not part of their community, if you start excluding them, that is going to have its own impact on you. Now, can you imagine if you don't care for your neighboring communities, what will happen to you? Imagine neighboring communities don't get sufficient water to drink, okay, or they don't have necessities met, and you are living with all comforts here. What will happen? Yeah, they will one day get inside your campus to steal. Okay, why? Necessity, they have to survive. Okay, if they have to survive, and if you have plenty, they will not mind getting into your properties and stealing it from you. Okay, if there are robbers, okay, of course, professionally when somebody is doing this different, but there are people who do it for their survival. Why do they end up doing that? Not that they want to do it, but there is no other options. Okay, if they have to live, they have to seek the food or something for their survival. Okay, so when you don't care for your neighboring communities, what is going to happen is you are indirectly going to nurture the society or negative elements. Okay, you may say, I'm honest, I come to my workplace, I dedicated to work, I get my salary, go back, take care of my children, my family, and handle it with it. I'm not going to be worried about what is going to happen or what is happening in my neighbors in your family. If you think so, if you are not conscious about the community around, then we are indirectly making our place non-neutral. Okay, in the long run, it will have its own impact. So, as higher education institutions, what is our role? What can we do? Okay, now, what can I do for global warming as a teacher in the classroom, and you are all also higher education teachers? What can you and I do for global warming or problems like deforestation? I'm not cutting any trees. Do we have the role in that? In all these negative impacts? Do I have any role as an individual? What have you done for global warming? And somebody can tell me, I have done this for global warming, I have also contributed.
Use of plastic.
Yeah?
Use of plastics.
Use of plastics. Okay. Does it lead to global warming when I use plastic? Yeah? Yes. Okay. Yeah, I consume more electricity. From where does this electricity come? We go back to the root. See, you are going to somewhere exploit some resources. Extensive. Okay, then transportation. Every day you come in from your home to the college. Even if it is the house outside, just next to the compound, you might sometimes prefer coming in your two-wheel. Okay, so you also okay, the bags, the materials that you use, okay, your mobile phones, the batteries that are manufactured, okay, all the gadgets that you use. And after using 5 years or 10 years, what do you do with the gadgets? You put it in the dustbin and throw it outside. The neighbor's property is a safe place for waste to be dumped. We don't put it in our own properties. Yeah, we are conscious about our property. And what is our property? We measure by the document. Okay, 20, 30, or 30, 40, this is my property. After that, everything is not mine. Yeah, that is the extent to which we are selfish. We think the next plot or next apartment or next house is not part of the community. When that is in our mind, when we cause damages to the community like that, then we are playing a crucial role as an individual in harming this planet Earth. So, as a higher education institution, I have listed few. Of course, we can do beyond this as well. So, I'm just going to highlight on each of this how, as a university, what we are doing, and as an institution, what you can do. I'm sure you will be also not doing otherwise also. But we can also collectively reflect and see what more can we do to bring in the expected sustainable communities around. We need to educate and create awareness. How do we do the education part of bringing awareness among our young students? One way of doing it is bring it through your curriculum, okay, which the next speaker, the next session will be going in detail. Like in curriculum, how do you bring in the sustainable development goals aspects? Okay. Now, if they are not, oriented towards sustainable business practices on campus, I'm sure they will not learn it anyway. Okay. So what do we do at Christ? Christ, the central campus has about 16,000 students. Okay. Now we make it a point that every student who enrolls for any program in that campus will have to visit a facility called the Parivartana. What is this Parivartana? All the waste that is generated in the campus, food waste, papers, all the waste. Okay? There are 3 different bins kept. Okay? And students are given lectures in the class about segregating waste first. Okay? It's a manual. Okay? All first year students is part of their orientation. The first 10 days you don't teach anything else, but only emphasis on how do you segregate the waste, because the number is 16,000 students. Even if 10% don't follow that, then it becomes difficulty for the institution to run or manage the waste. So we make it a point that every student attends this orientation and learns properly how to segregate the waste. So if there's a food waste, wet waste, dry waste, okay, and plastic waste, this is how we segregate. Wet waste means any food items left over, so that is deposited in that bin. Now what do they do with that? This waste is taken to prepare manure. Okay, we have garden inside. For that, the manure is prepared from this food waste. Okay, the dry waste, the papers, the cups that you drop inside, that gets processed, and after recycling, we convert them into folders. Okay, cups, something that you can use on your table or in classroom. It gets converted as a product. So there are some 30 women who are employed for this in Parivartana. Okay, they are full-time employees. Their duty is to collect all these waste in the campus, and they segregate. Of course, students do segregate and deposit the waste. So they process it. Then the products come back. Okay, the products come back in what way? Any conference, any workshops that any departments organize in the campus should not procure certain items from outside. Like for example, if it is a folder, you cannot buy it from outside. You have to only go to Parivartana, pay and get it. How this folder came? All the waste paper, cups, plates that you drop in the waste bins have come back as folders. So they are trained, technology is being invested, so they convert the waste, it comes back here again. So again it gets recycled. So after some time again you will drop it goes on. So it's a circular economy. You don't just waste it and come for new sources to be exploited, but rather reuse. Okay, as much as possible you start reusing. So every student is exposed to this, and they are taken for a campus schooling, class-wise. It is a must that every class should go with their class teacher, class has to ensure, and there is also a student council, nominated or elected by the students. They will ensure that every department, every class has made this visit, and there is a record to maintain that which class came on which day, and that is captured carefully. Okay, that's one practice. Also, we have rainwater harvesting inside the campus, and the waste generated from the restrooms. Okay, it also goes recycled, comes back for the gardening process. rather we can just city with by including the natural water bodies. So there are also research and innovations through which we can build sustainable communities. In our department, we have made a policy in the last 2 years. The PhD thesis, when a student joins for PhD, we make sure that your topic is somewhere aligned to one of the SDG goals. Okay, you have to ensure whatever the topic you take, you have to ensure that it is related to one of the SDG goals. Now, what is that going to do to the society at large? You might ask questions. It is just a sensitization. Okay, at least in the process of doing something, okay, you get to read. Because you are forced to read about sustainable development goals, it goes into your subconscious whatever levels in mind. One day, unconsciously, you might start doing things in the right way. So, if you start doing everything, even the assignments now, every teacher takes an effort. At the end of the semester, we take a stock. How many of the assignments are aligned to SDG goals? So, every teacher now brings up a record. I collected an assignment. This is aligned to this SDG goal, and this is how I have assessed for 20 marks and 10 marks. Of course, as a university, we have the freedom for internal assessment, and we have marks about eligibility. Therefore, we can do that. But in your case, if you can offer some valuable notes, you can do that, and that assessment can be done in such forms. Okay. We have our English department professor. Okay. He was invented something new, and that was patented, commercialized. I want to have a video for you. There I will explain the background of this invention also. Usually English professors don't invent, but he's an extraordinary professor. Please. He was being called by the government of India also to represent India. Okay. product and he's exporting now. Okay, more than the salary what he losses from the business that he has, the product that he has invented, because it is patented for the price of the city, and he gets his commission also. And that is being encouraged among all the teachers also. Okay, that they can implement. There is a separate, cell called incubation cell. Okay, like any student comes with any business ideas, if you give space, you give some mentors, these students can develop their products and do the experimentation of their products on the campus itself. And if that can be commercialized, then they can go for patenting, then the product becomes theirs. So this structure is encouraged among students to come up with business ideas which are sustainable in nature. Okay, the space is given freely by the university for such sustainable products. Okay. So, as teachers in college also, we need not necessarily be restricting our researchers only to write a paper to be indexed in Super's journal, but also something that will impact on the communities around. Okay, that will last long than the indexed article in a Super's journal. Okay, sometimes you may not be completely your own article. Okay, after a few years, you might even forget what you wrote. But this people remember, or the society at large will always remember the contribution you have made. If you are a science faculty, you can invent some products. What will be the disciplines? Disciplines should not restrict you from inventing anything. You can go beyond. You can collaborate with other departments as well. Then, we also do community engagement and partnerships. Service learning we have done from medical college, and we have extensively applied at Christ University. Today it has been made mandatory for every Christian who joins for any program or affiliate, they have to complete service learning course as part of their curriculum. Okay. Now what is the service learning? How we do it? Again, we align to SDG course. Okay. They are sent on a weekly mode, like 2 hours the time is allotted post lunch, so that they go and spend more time with the community. 2 days they go in a week and they spend in educating children who are underprivileged or other aspects of SDGs. Whatever they can justify and their actions can bring some change in society, they need to give a proposal to the department. And after every visit of theirs, they come back to the class and share their reflections. Okay. What did they learn from the community? Okay. They would definitely go with some preparations to be delivered to the communities, but they come back and share beyond what they thought, what did they learn from the community. As Ma'am said, there are many things that the communities have to teach us. We may know the people learn only through textbooks, but they learn from day-to-day affairs of their life. So their convictions, their findings are much richer than what we have studied in textbooks. So our students, when they go, they become very humble. That is the change that we have seen in the past. And usually, people are not sure that Christ students are affluent. Of course, it's true. Many people come from well-to-do families. And when we force them to go through this course, they become very simple and humble because of the experience they get. Because they were never experienced, they were never seen the world that they are exposed to today. Because they would have been in a family center where they would have never seen life realities. But today, we force them to go to communities. They have to spend maybe local school where there is no facility, no teachers. They go teach. When they teach only, they come back and say, I went to 8th grade class, they didn't know how to do an addition. Okay? Of course, they do appreciate now the value of the education that they got. They also try to now acknowledge the contributions that their parents have made. Okay? Now they are also influenced to do something to that society. If they are just ignoring, okay, it is their fate, it is their poor situation that they are not able to learn, then the society will suffer a lot. So they are taking efforts to go, continue teaching. This is for one semester that they are doing. But interestingly, what happens is, after the semester, the assessments are done, training is done, many students continue that. They want to go to vehicles and support these communities because they are attached to those communities. And those children also, when they see somebody coming from Christ University and And when we came to as a department, we wanted to send our students to that village. Every day there are some volunteers who come to prepare lunch and serve. Now, to whom do they serve this food? There are two big hospitals next to our campus. IQAC, which is a cancer institute. There is one more, Nimans, which is neurology-based institute. But there are so many poor people who undergo treatment. They don't even get good food. These are the people who come at 9 o'clock and wait for their lunch to be served from this institution. So at least 500 people every day consume their lunch from this wing of Christ University. So what do our students do? Every week, one day we send a team of students, volunteers, we don't force anybody. They will go, they will help them in the kitchen in cutting vegetables, preparing food, and serve the food. Okay? And we also make sure that they eat the food and come. Okay? And these students come back and share with us that it's a really transformation experience. Because they never knew, never thought that people are suffering with this kind of issues. Amen is different. More than that, they survive. They are everyday food. They don't get good food. And they eat. Sometimes they carry their boxes to carry some food for the person who is lost. Maybe their sister or brother or father. So that touches these young ones. Those are coming from well to life. When we force them to eat there, they know what type of food is getting served and what do they eat at their homes. So it is also indirectly to sensitize these students so that when they become tomorrow, we don't know in what position they are going to sit. At least they will remember these things. When they drop the policy, they will apply this. Not immediately it's going to bring the fruits of God, but long-term impacts. So we ensure that our students do well self-activity. We also have community development projects. We have adopted some franchise, okay? And when we adopt our policies 3 to 5 years, okay, we go regularly. We do all the need study for the community. Then we put establish a project there. We make the local people, community members as leaders. We help them to develop. After 5 years, we withdraw. In the sense, they have to sustain on their own. So we have achieved in Hoskote, where women self-help groups were formed and they were introduced to banking concept. Today, you won't believe they are running a bank on their own. Only women of that particular culture. That was an achievement. After 5 years, we said, now you are capable, you are trained, we can continue. So during those 5 years, what we do, we bring the members to the campus and we make our students to train them. And we take the students also. It is a mandatory thing that once in their 3 years stay, 1 day or 2 days, they will have to spend the building stay, overnight stay. So we take them and put them in a small school there, make them stay there, live with them, experience what life the overall basis. So they come back with a lot of enriching experiences. So that is community development. Time constraint, skipping the video, if you want you can watch this in the YouTube also. Available. Sustainable campus operations. What are things that we can do? I'm sure some of these you will be also doing. Okay, I've explained to you that water conservation, water reduction, energy efficient buildings. Okay, as a management administrators, when you construct buildings, I'm sure now this is naturally ventilated. Okay, rather than going from air conditioned walls, where when you are having natural resources, you can move out. So you make sure that it is energy efficient building. Then sustainable transportations. Okay. We can sensitize our students how they come into the campuses. Okay. How many of them can do a carpooling or bike-pooling? Okay. Now when you do bike-pooling, where instead of one person coming in, they can also bring in one more person. The other person's usage of transport is safe and this energy is safe. So this concept can be encouraged. Okay. We do encourage our students to do a carpooling when they come to campus, and indirectly we penalize them also for coming by car. That is, they have to pay for their parking in the campus. Okay, not a small one. We charge them heavily. Indirectly, what we are trying to develop is come by public transport. Don't come by car, because if each student comes by car, 16,000 students, therefore, many students don't bring their vehicles. They instead come by public transport. So these are measures sometimes they painful to the students, okay? Because they come from well-to-do families, they don't care coming by car. That's a prestige for them to come by car. But we have to take some steps which will bring down this good cause or good message to go to the community. Only when we take some steps like that. Then, this Parivartana video. This is the unit that I was talking to you. You just watch how.
Please. One student's example said other students following suit. CSA's Parivartana has taken steps to provide waste bins for safe disposal of dry waste, wet waste, and food. All kitchen waste are brought from different locations to a centralized location on the campus. The increase of the students' capacities and faculties has resulted in significant environmental pollution of packaging. Every one hour, waste is collected and taken to the mountain garden. Soon, traditional lunches and stainless steel tiffins were left at home as convenient packaged fast foods in disposable containers attract students from canteen counters and cafeterias. Taking a proactive step in this direction was Christ University, Bangalore, a premier leading educational institution in the country that began to address these issues by first sensitizing the students and the faculty. We realized and compost unit at Parivartana. The waste generated on the campus is converted into manure or compost, which is used for gardening on the huge campus. Christ University also has a program for water conservation, which includes a water treatment plant and rainwater harvesting. The principal objective of wastewater treatment here is to allow effluents to be disposed of without danger to human health or unacceptable damage to the natural environment. While sensitizing the student mass on judicious utilization of water, Christ University has promoted state-of-the-art wastewater treatment system where about 3 lakh liters of wastewater is being treated daily. It is used for vegetation and gardening. In addition to this, Christ University promotes yet another water conservation practice, rainwater harvesting, which in turn is being treated scientifically and used for vegetation and gardening work.
They say charity begins at home. Christ University, along with CSA, has provided me with a wonderful opportunity. Now that I segregate waste in college, I do the same at home.
Vision without execution is like nothing. These are great goals, not my great goals. I am a proud citizen of the future, and I am here to envision my vision of having a cleaner, better, greener, and safer world. Is your institution with us in a social and noble cause?
So this is a regular practice, and we ensure that every student undergoes this. There are also other activities that we do on campus to support the underprivileged. I'm not sure whether you have any midday meal scheme here. No, in the schools we follow. Interestingly, we introduced this at Christ University. Christ University provides midday meal, not for everybody. There are some 200 plus students every day take free lunch from the university. Who prepares this lunch? The students from the hotel management department. They cook this food every day in their kitchen, and they serve for at least 200 students every day. Now, who are these students? Again, if you ask any student studying in Christ, where is the midday meal served? Nobody will know. Okay, so on and so forth. Now, who identifies how these people, the real beneficiaries here? For students, there are mentors. Every 20 students, there is a mentor appointed in the class, a teacher. So when they interact, when they know that he or she comes from a financially poor background, they recommend the student being to the PhD department. That once the student qualifies and eligible for free lunch. So these students will go quietly during lunch break. There will be no publicity. It will be like any other canteen, counters. There will be one counter. They will just go pick one packet and go. That's it. No other student will go there and take their food also. Only these students who are identified will regularly go and take their food. And this is a practice happening on every working day. So minimum 200 students take their lunch on campus on every working day. So this is again a practice where students do contribute something. Like we have programs like handful of grains. Okay, students are encouraged. Just any grain they can support. Okay, for this activity. So they will do PhD department. PhD department will in turn cook that food and serve us underprivileged students. So that happens. Then we also have something called child sponsorship program to support the nearby slum areas for their education. So how this program is done? All students in every class is encouraged to contribute any amount of money, and every class adopts a discrete number of students in a slum area, depending on the contribution of the day. If their contribution collection is 25,000, then per child is 5,000 estimated expense. It is all channelized through Center for Social Action. So 5 students are adopted by that class. So the class gets to know which are the students to whom they are sponsoring this. And those students will be brought at the end of the year to interact with our students also. So our students feel connected to the community, at least in the form of giving some financial aid. So this is known as child One last thing, this I already touched upon, especially for business, common students, or even other students also, encourage students to invent things which are sustainable in nature. Okay? And avoid using materials for your assignments. I don't know whether you have a habit of giving assignments to your students. Do they submit in stick files? And there's plastic also, plastic sheet. We made it a policy that none of our assignments should be submitted in stick files. Okay. Then we also have policy like for any conferences, seminars, the banners that we print. Okay, it should be equally balanced. So these are small initiatives that you can start introducing in your departments. We are also following our department like for any events, we will not go for bottled waters. Okay, as a department, we take a policy. We will serve in glasses and we bottle jugs will serve. When you go for bottled water, what happens? It's easy, convenient. Most of the times you don't consume full water also. After 1 or 2 sips, you just leave it. Nobody else can use it. You just dump it. And you are generating, you're wasting this of water. Secondly, generating plastic waste. Enormous waste. And the number is huge. Therefore, as a department, of course, in certain departments they still go for convenience. But when it's left to the departments, how we want to practice. Small steps we can take as educators. Then when they see this, and when they see it for more than 20 or 21 days, it becomes part of their culture. Okay. They by default start doing it wherever they go. So start with small activities, then we can achieve this. Of course, is it possible by 2030? Can we achieve all the set targets? Possible if everybody takes up the ownership. Only some of us take ownership. It's going to be possible not in the near future, but it will take more time. Okay. Therefore, let us start. The moment we start in the classrooms, it will spread to the society at large in bigger ways. Okay. Now, for the last 10 minutes, I have a small task. Rather than just preaching, we will also end up with some plan of action. Before we get into it, I want to narrate a story. You want a story? You want to hear a story? Okay. There was a person by name Gyanjan, a businessman. This usually business people, any of you do any business after your teaching hours? You don't have time. Yeah. Business people, do they have any holidays, government holidays, vacations, summer vacation, half-yearly, quarterly, semester vacation? Nothing. For business people, no vacation. But all they have to close the business or interest of somebody else. So they work full time. But this businessman was a different person. He opens a shop in the morning and he closes it with lunch. Okay. There will be a lot of demands for him, but he will not run the shop, he closes. After the lunch, he'll go to a ashram nearby and start serving the people coming there, feeding them, helping them, all these things to do. So he used to earn very little profit. Okay. But he was happy and everything was going on. So it was a kingdom, so the ruler wanted to find out who is the greatest food in the kingdom. So they identified this person as the greatest food because he had resources, he had opportunities to make so much profit, but finally he was only making half a day profit and half a day was doing some charity. So he made a cap to be owned by the greatest food in the kingdom, and he brought and told this merchant, this is an award for you because we find you as a fool. You are not a fool and businessman, so they gave this cap. Right? After a few months, the task is he has to change or transfer this cap to somebody else. He still was the best fool. Okay, so that was the task. And he was waiting. After 1 month, he went back to the king. While then, the king was a paralyzed. Okay, he was a illness. He couldn't do anything. He was on the bed. He gave the cap to the king. Okay, saying that you are the greatest fool that I could see in my lifetime. The king was asked, "I'm a king. I serve this kingdom, and you are telling me I'm the fool, greatest fool that you." Okay, and he asked why. And the merchant said, will your wife come? She will come. Will your children come? Who will come from your kingdom? And he reflected, he said, nobody will come. And I already know. Okay. And this person said as urgent. But when I died, okay, there was good hearts. Okay. Though you didn't expect that, reward from them, but that, culture of helping, giving will continue. Therefore, I do not have any regret. So I have lived a meaningful life, but you have to live your life meaningful. So I find you as the greatest fool, and you transfer the captivity. Now, this story, what I'm trying to say is, going back to the quotation that I started with, Gandhi's quotation. The earth planet has sufficient resources for meeting human needs, but not the dreams. Okay, the moment we say it's not enough, we will never say enough. We will keep on asking. If each individual starts doing that, I want a little more, okay, never realize the same. Okay, we should also learn to say sometime enough. I should leave it to my next generation. If I repeat all the sources of growth, as a selfish individual, my children will not have water to drink or any fuels to transport things. So be consciously doing things. You start doing things, then you become responsible. You are leaving, okay, or you are not dying. You are continuing to live your dreams to your generations. So with that I conclude. Now you will get back into smaller teams. I wish we this time work. Then I wish to hear from you. Any of the good practices that you do as a teacher in your class, which others can also learn from. You're free to share. It may be a small practice. It may not necessarily be something that was already known or given in the newspapers. Small activities that you constantly do in your class to ensure that your students are conscious and they are made or champions of sustainable development. Very small acts. The intention is not boast oneself, but when I share something that I am doing, others also get inspired. Okay. I may not know about that, but I can also do it without any efforts, and I will also start practicing. Actually, you can speak for hours together like this. But when it comes to action, you don't wait. All our conferences have become only the documents. It will never come into reality.
So
they make, it goes back to the students.
Profit only the student further paying the fees, they can use it for paying the fees.
The Zoology department is proud to say that since last year, and we have restricted our students to submit the dissertation, only 2 copies of the dissertation, one for them and one to the library, not to the supervisor or to the department for want of space, and it's a very good initiative of the department. So only 2 copies. Usually they produce more copies. One for the supervisor, one for the department, one for the library, and one for them. So they can produce, and they can all copy the soft copy of the dissertation in one CD and submit to the department and mentioning the batch. That's the initiative since last year.
Great, great.
Good afternoon, everybody. I worked here formerly. I was with the sisters and my friends, so many friends are here. And I was here for a long time, nearly 30 years. But now I'm working at Myanmar College. It's also run by CMA fathers. And we have learned so much from Christ University. Christ University is our owner. And the speciality I have noticed is MMC is this one. They celebrate, there is a celebration committee, and it's a college practice, not by any individual department. And celebration committee celebrates the birthdays of people and the wedding anniversaries. And that time, it's meant for teachers. Teachers give programs. They don't mind their age. Dance program will be there by teachers, because now once they become teachers, so they don't care for this aspect. They stop with the teaching alone. But I'm so happy that your teachers would perform dance or singing or they can as a participating speaker. And they know all these things. So they may not forget all these things, and so they feel so happy to perform even at any age. And so I think it's a noteworthy practice there. And apart from that, we also have water recycling unit there. And we follow so many things that have been in practice at Christ University. I'm so grateful to listen to you, sir. It's good. That's the way you visited Christ University sisters made the point at that time when I was here. Every year, almost every year, a batch of staff members were taken there. When I was here, I also visited Christ University a number of times. And I also went on a tour, and that time we were taken to Christ University. We were so happy to have visited, and we have learned so much from you. I think it is a special practice. Teachers, masters, they may not feel that they are old, right? And so they can remain young, and so they can participate in all these cultural programs can be for teachers. I think if it is possible, I consider it a very good practice. Thank you.
Actually, in each department we have a practice. We usually used to get the power back first. This was practicals, 5 goals and 12 goals practice. That was power back. We used to outsource. And what we are doing now is we construct it. The students are constructing it, and they'll be giving it to juniors, so that even if there is any, even if it's not working after 2 years, the students are able to rectify it and use it again, so that we can minimize the usage of culture. And we are included people also. And the physics department is very keen interest, and we always go for the wastewater treatment kind of research, so that we can contribute something to the society. And all the papers we have published and the work we have done, we have made a significant effect on wastewater treatments.
Chemistry department. This year we conducted, normally we
For all these, we connect Jayaka Festival in college, all the students who participate. So for the last years, we connected through paper. But this year, we connected online, all the students. So that makes paperless economy. But also the past 10 years, we have changed the practicals into micro
closely. So when you give concentration, instead of giving very high concentration, you use very low concentration and minimize the use of chemicals. Instead of giving in grams, we used to give in milligrams. So therefore, now we create question going and it was assessed this number of the minimum amount of chemicals that is taken into the refrigerant. That we are doing.
So, in mathematics, we are doing an initiative. We have a recycling unit in our college. It's supporting. We are reusing the used papers. So we are getting notes from them and we are converting it into exam packs, notepads, and photo frames. So this year we have started this initiative. And one more initiative, we are encouraging the students to contribute some amounts on their birthday. And with that amount, we are purchasing plants and saplings. We are planting it in front of our departments.
This year we made organic compost also. Yes, organic compost from dried leaves.
Very interesting to hear. I'm sure all of us are doing. Okay. Sometimes as a department. Okay. I wish that as an individual also, you have your own practices. Okay. Start from our home and start from home. Okay. I tell my kids when they brush in the morning, not to keep the tap open until they complete brushing. They don't know the value of it. They just keep it open, keep on brushing, and so much water gets wasted. Maybe that now we have sufficient water, but later we can't have it. So let them start with small acts. Then that will become part of their culture. One more thing that I remember, when we started doing all this, canteen inside. Okay, that's the canteen run by Gandhi. As we have Amul Mavid here, Karnataka Gandhi, government federation. What they started doing is, faculty brings their own reusable cup. Okay, for coffee, tea. They used to serve double the quantity. Okay, if you go and buy a cup of coffee from them, they'll charge you 12 rupees and dispose of the security. But if you carry a cup of your own, they will give you double the quantity of the tea that you will consume, but they will charge the same price. To motivate the faculty, there are 2,000 faculty in Central Campus. Every day, imagine 50% of them consume coffee. Okay, at least teachers are frequently,
Here also, we also use in the same yes.
Okay.
In our department, we use only the silver tumbler. Staff club can use only the silver tumbler.
So after seeing this in our department last faculty development program, we have taken a decision that for department meetings also, which we gather every week, okay, faculty should start carrying their cups. Cups. You want to know their name and give it to individuals so that they carry and they start using it. Okay. Maybe small activities like this will lead to reduction of waste in the campuses. This cultural will bring to younger generations. Thank you so much for inviting me to come here. You have questions?
Actually, it was a insightful session. I believe this always a dream of one practical difficulty is what to make it clarified. So cost effective. That's the one thing. Individually, it can be affordable. So, for example, the little desire of giving paper files or junk files, like desire.
Why is it that now that we are not able to make it very economical numbers? The production is in less volume. So your variable cost will be very high. Okay, fixed cost also. Fixed cost whether you produce 1000 units or 10 units is going to be the same. Variable cost will be high because your production is producing less. So the more we start now consuming, the prices will come. How is it to know that any company that provides products online able to sell it at a low price? They are manufacturing in lakhs. The number of units that they manufacture is high. Therefore, they are able to bring down their cost. So initially, of course, as pioneers, we will have to sacrifice. We will incur heavy expense. But once it becomes a custom culture and everybody starts consuming, then automatically the prices will come. Simple example of that, in a cup. When you look at from cost effective point of view, as a company department, I look at the budget. I'm going to incur 150 rupees per packet on a cup. Okay, but along with the tea and water, disposable cup also. Okay, that way it was not an additional expense. Now I have to pay for the tea also, and this cup also. Okay, but do I gain anything out of this? Immediate answer will be no. I'm not gaining anything. I'm not cutting down any expense. But we look at as a society or a community. Okay, I'm not going to consume that. I'm not going to generate waste. In the long run, it stabilizes. And we also believe for every credit there is a debit. Because in practical life also is like that. If somebody is losing, somebody is gaining. Balance happens. Life will take care of the balancing aspect. One will be a loser, one will be a gainer, but it's not permanently one becoming a loser. Today I might do something, tomorrow I might do something else. Any other questions? Okay, no questions. Thank you so much. I thank the sisters and Angel ma'am for inviting me. So happy to interact with you. There was also listening to Maps talk, and I benefited a lot. I wish that I continue for the next session also. And I wish to collaborate with you, maybe Department of Commerce. If any support you require from our side, we are more than happy to collaborate. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your insights on building sustainable communities were truly valuable. Your engaging presentation and practical examples made the session both informative and inspiring. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Anamika, IQAC member and assistant professor of English, to deliver the word of thanks.
Okay, thanks to the Lord for He is good, His love and His power. Says some, I take this moment to thank the head school of Commerce, Finance and Accountancy, Christ University, Bangalore, which indeed a thought-provoking talk, and the start was like general to the particulars. That is, understanding interconnectedness is the key for sustainability on earth. And I was reminded of literary piece written by an activist, and he was criticizing that Pokhran bomb blast testing that had happened, and there the title is like for the end of imagination, and there he talks about all the negative impact of polluting the earth, and there he uses the thing that our enemy will be not upon other countries, but it will be our own mother earth. So in literature also we have a lot of pieces maybe concentrating on sustainability, and we have post-colonial literature, and there also will be, I'm not talking there, since I'm giving whatever I like to represent our department. We have the post-colonial studies and all.
Thank you, ma'am. Esteemed guests and participants, we have now reached the lunch break. Please take this opportunity to refresh and enjoy your meal. We will reconvene promptly at 2 p.m. to continue with the program. Your time